presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are Fox Sports.
It was past the stroke of midnight last night before the Marlins and Rays game was decided by Scott Cousins' RBI triple in the 15th inning, giving Miami a 4-3 win. Today, it's Father's Day, so kick back with Dad and enjoy the Citrus Series finale on Sun Sports. Welcome to Rays Sunday Baseball, presented by Hyundai. This afternoon from Tropicana Field, more interleague baseball. The Rays meet the Miami Marlins. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Statz. Great to have you aboard. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis in just a few moments. And a happy Father's Day right off the top here as the Rays try to win this series from the Marlins. Took them a long time last night, 15 innings. They dropped it. And this afternoon, all they have to do is face Josh Johnson, who is arguably the best pitcher in their rotation.
Yeah, and starting to surely roll himself back into form. This was a guy who missed most of 2011 with shoulder issues. He came back this year early in the season, very inconsistent with his delivery. But as he has tightened up his mechanics, the results have followed suit. His last 7 starts, the 4-1 record, the ERA under 3. 40 strikeouts, just 11 walks in that span. He's going to feature 2 swing and miss breaking balls, a sharp slider, a good curveball, and his fastball in his most recent starts is starting to climb that ladder. It's getting up into that 95, 96, 97 range.
And the starting pitching presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Josh Johnson with a mark of 4-4, and Alex Cobb on the hill for the Rays, making his 6th start. He comes in with a record of 2-3. Rays are 5-6 in interleague play this year. 4 of those wins over the Miami Marlins. Father's Day, and Todd Callis has a special look at Father's Day when we return.
Father's Day 2012 inside Tropicana Field. Lots of dads and their sons in attendance for this one. It is going to be a sold-out crowd today for this game. Also, 3 concerts to follow. Gretchen Wilson, 3 Doors Down, and also ZZ Top. The Rays and the Marlins getting ready on this Father's Day. A lot of Rays players, we heard some of them in our Rays Live pregame show, had special messages for their dad on this day.
Just want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I'm so thankful for my dad, my grandpa, everybody in my life that are fathers of their sons, and just so thankful for fathers today. My father-in-law especially, for my wife's dad, I mean everybody. So I love you guys and thank you.
Just like to say happy Father's Day, especially to my dad and every dad out there. We appreciate you guys, and thank you very much.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. Hope you have a good day, and appreciate you throwing your arm out so that you could throw me all those BP balls when I was a kid. It's certainly paying off. Thanks a lot, Dad.
Elliott Johnson, a late addition to the Rays lineup. First time he's been the DH since his major league debut against the New York Yankees. If you want to get your Father's Day message out, you can text DAD, Dad, to 789-789, and then your message. Keep the message to 50 characters or less, and throughout the game, we'll be scrolling your messages into the Rays Live postgame show at the bottom of our screen, so you can get your Father's Day message across as well. We are getting ready for baseball. It'll be Josh Johnson for the Marlins. It'll be Alex Cobb for the Rays. We'll have the first pitch in about 3 minutes. Rays stats and Brian Anderson with all the action next.
Hyundai. If it's fuel efficient, affordable, stylish, and safe, it's probably a Hyundai. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. By Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. And by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. Welcome to the Citrus Series presented by Checkers. Rays and the Marlins will have a great crowd here at Tropicana Field for the wrap-up game of this series. And in this game today, we again participate in the Home Run Challenge. Today, every home run in this game raises $20,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by calling 800-798-CURE or going online to pcf.org. Rays taking the field. Start the day running third in the American League East. And here is the starting lineup put together by Ozzie Guillen for the Miami Marlins. Jose Reyes leads off, followed by Hanley Ramirez and Giancarlo Stanton. Logan Morrison will hit cleanup. He's in left. The DH is Greg Dobbs. Donovan Solano, who started the other night at third in the place of Ramirez, is at second base today. Scott Cousins at center. Gabby Sanchez at first, and batting ninth doing the catching is Brett Hayes.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Tampa Bay Rays is right-hander Alex Cobb. I think you're going to see a very focused and determined Alex Cobb this afternoon. He's coming off 3 straight losses and has not been very happy with himself and his inability to close out some innings. So I think you're going to see Alex Cobb make sure that that third out is recorded before he starts to let his brain wander to that next inning. And this is the defense that's going to line up behind him. In the outfield, left to right, Hideki Matsui, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist. Across the infield, third to first, Drew Sutton, Sean Rodriguez, Will Rhymes, and Carlos Pena. Jose Lobaton will be behind the plate. This afternoon's Ray defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
And there's Joe Madden, 2-time manager of the year, directing the Rays, and in the head-to-head interleague play against the Marlins, his personal record 26-15. And Ozzie Guillen, the skipper and former Ray, spent a time here with the Rays. And prior to this, as you can see, very personable Ozzie Guillen there. And his run as the skipper of the White Sox, and Davey Martinez, the Rays bench coach. So it all starts on a very friendly note here. The conclusion of this interleague epic between the Rays and the Marlins. 3 over in Miami, and now 3 here in Tampa Bay. First pitch of this game. Jose Reyes takes it for a strike. Fastball, and we're underway. First pitch presented by Pinch a Penny. And a swing and a little foul ball. 2 strikes the count. That second strike, a changeup. Reyes opened the game last night with a soft line drive single into left.
Now, very important for Alex Cobb to keep Jose Reyes off base. This is a guy who likes to run. He's the catalyst for this offense.
And a strike call on the inside corner. Bill Cuzzy rings him up with a fastball on the inside edge.
And if you're Alex Cobb, you're really excited right now because you're throwing that ball down and away. That's a strike. And then you come up and in. That was almost more of a purpose pitch. And Alex Cobb is going to get this call. This ball's up. Usually when it gets up there by the mask of the catcher, a lot of times that is not called. Cuzzy rings him up, and you say, wow, I can deal with that strike zone.
Well, after 5 hours plus last night trying to establish a brisk tempo to this game, here's Hanley Ramirez. The cut, the miss. Strike 1. Ramirez out in front of a changeup. Ground ball back to the hill. And a toss to first. Ramirez out on 2 pitches, 2 up and 2 down.
And you were going to have 2 shots at that. That ball was hit hard, but even if it gets by Alex Cobb, Will Rhymes was right in line to make that play based on the defensive formation that the Rays had. And 2 quick outs here for Alex.
Well, that brings up Giancarlo Stanton. 14 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Pitch is outside, a ball and no strikes. Stanton 0 for 7 in the game last night. Boy, you do that to this guy, you've really accomplished something. 2-0.
Oh, the Rays overall have had a very good game plan for Stanton and for Reyes, for that matter, for the most part. Done a nice job in neutralizing those two hitters, and that's where a lot of the success has come from.
A bit wide there, a fastball. 3-0.
And tremendous power here by Stanton. You see the 14 home runs. 12 of those came in the month of May.
There's a strike. 3-1.
Been relatively quiet over the last week. And the Rays were in Miami last week. He was at 14 and 41. So just one RBI here in the last 7 days.
Ground ball, chopped foul. So the count goes full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
This has been a move by manager Ozzie Guillen to try to jumpstart that Miami Marlin offense, to move Hanley Ramirez closer to the leadoff spot where he's enjoyed his best years offensively, and then that moves Stanton up 1 spot, so he's assured an at-bat in the first inning.
Swing and a miss. Cobb comes back to strike him out from a 3-0 count. He comes back 3-2 with a changeup and strikes him out. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. Rays coming in to hit. By H.H. Gregg. Rays lineup this afternoon features B.J. Upton in the leadoff spot. Carlos Pena hits second, and then Ben Zobrist, Hideki Matsui in left, the cleanup man in front of Jose Lobaton. Will Rhymes, the number 6 hitter. The DH is Elliott Johnson. Drew Sutton at third, and Sean Rodriguez, the shortstop, last night. All against the right-hander, Josh Johnson. And the first pitch hit a ton, but foul. Well foul. Deep into the stands. Strike 1.
Now let's take a look at our scouting report brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida on Josh Johnson, hitting his stride. First 6 starts of the season, he was 0-3 with an ERA over 6.5. His last 7 have been very good, and he has a devastating mix of pitches. A power fastball. The velocity has been slowly increasing as the season has gone along. He's now up into the mid-90s, touching 96, 97 with that heater, and he's going to feature a curveball and slider, both swing and miss pitches, changeups to lefties.
Pitch down and away, 2-1, and what a combination that is for Johnson, who had some back issues but really shoulder problems last year that seriously curtailed his ability to rack up the innings. They shut him down. 3-1, but how many guys have what you just described, B.A.? Strikeout pitches with both a curveball and the slider.
Yeah, not many, and a fastball.
Oh, a shot hit deep to left. That baby's gonna go. Home run. 3-1 fastball, and B.J. Upton pulls it into the seats and left. And the Rays lead. Didn't take long to get that one out of here. Upton lowered the boom. And with the home run by Upton, another $20,000 raised in support of prostate cancer research. To make a donation, call 800-798-CURE or go online at pcf.org.
Well, you knew that B.J. Upton, that first pitch of the at-bat, he was all over it, seeing the ball well out of Johnson's hand, and he got a mistake there, 3-1. And that was a rocket shot.
Here's Carlos Pena. Pitch is up to Carlos. Fourth home run of the year given up by Johnson in 78 innings. So the leadoff home run by B.J. Upton, the sixth leadoff home run of his career, first this year. 2-0 now, the count to Pena. But Upton's hit a few home runs. That's his fifth. He hasn't hit a ball that well in a long time. That was solidly struck. And he's hit the ball pretty well over the last 2 or 3 weeks. But boy, did he get that one. 2-1 the count to Pena. Three balls and a strike.
You know, we've seen BJ. We've seen some decent fastballs just powered by BJ the last couple of ball games. But this one here with the good velocity, it's down right into the swing path. And like I said, that first pitch where BJ hooked that ball foul, you could tell he was seeing it well. Kept that one fair.
Now full count to Pena. Carlos draws the walk. The month-to-month breakout for Johnson this year. In June, way better than April and May.
Well, that ERA, he's really throwing the ball well. Delivery, and pitching coach Randy St. Clair said it's not all the way back to where it was last year, where he was just so dominant in the 9 starts that he made. But he's getting closer, and Ozzie Guillen really needs him to pitch well today and pitch deep today. The amount of innings that this bullpen has had to throw over the first 2 games of this series.
First pitch to Ben Zobrist. That picks up the strike zone away. 1 strike.
You had a short outing the first night with Carlos Zambrano. They had to eat up 6 innings or so. Last night, 8 2/3. You're talking about 15 innings of work in 2 days. They need a big-time outing here from Johnson.
It's away. And now the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Johnson coming off a 7-inning outing on the 11th against Boston. And he got a 4-1 win. Made 116 pitches in that game, so he's coming off of his high pitch count outing on the year. 113 2 starts ago and 116 last time against Boston. Misses down. 2 balls and a strike. So Johnson yet to settle in the way he'd like through the first few pitches here, facing his 3rd hitter. If he misses up there, and so it's the 3rd consecutive 3-ball count. He went 3-1 before Upton homered, 3-2 to Pena, walked him, and now he's 3-2 to Zobrist with Hideki Matsui on deck.
And you could see the inconsistencies in the delivery. That fastball, his body started a little bit too soon. The arm stayed back.
And a strike. So full count.
That's been the thing that Josh Johnson has said here coming back in 2012 is repeating his delivery has been the key. And while it's moving and trending in the right direction, it's still not where he wants it to be. And you can see him in the early going today fighting himself a little bit.
Zobrist's getting time. Runner goes. The pitch lifted into left. Morrison backs up for that, making the catch. Pena's on his way back to first base. One away.
Let's take a look at the Miami Marlins defense as it lines up this afternoon in the outfield left to right. Logan Morrison, Scott Cousins, and Giancarlo Stanton. Across the infield, third to first, Hanley Ramirez, Jose Reyes, Donovan Solano, and Gabby Sanchez. Brett Hayes will be behind the plate. This afternoon's Marlin defense brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarkets, home of the new Sweet Spot Burgers.
Here's Hideki Matsui making the start in left today. Matt Joyce was in the original lineup, but he was a late scratch with flu-like symptoms. It's a foul ball down toward the end of the Rays dugout. Strike one. Johnson, the right-hander, originally got to the big leagues in 05 with the Marlins. 06 his first full year, and he won 12 games his first year. He was 12-7. He has had to battle some serious physical challenges, included among that Tommy John surgery. 1 ball, 1 strike, and most recently last year, as we referenced earlier, the shoulder issue that limited him to just a little over 60 innings of work last year. 9 starts. Making his 14th start of this season here this afternoon. And it's now a 2 ball, 1 strike count. He's almost to the point in this delivery where he's tentative out there.
That's what it looks like. It looks like he's nibbling, not trusting his stuff, not trusting where the ball's going to go. That's another problem, he said. Sometimes his delivery will get to the point where he's not really sure where it's going, and he does look like he's trying to find it.
Ground ball sharply hit through the right side, base hit. Pena's on his way to third. Throw to third. They're going to get him. He is out at third base. Stanton up. Made the throw to Ramirez. And on the base hit by Matsui, Pena was an easy out at third.
Well, yeah, and you hate to let Josh Johnson off the hook, struggling mightily with his command. Sharply hit ball here by Matsui. Giancarlo Stanton, it's no secret that he's got a huge arm and an accurate arm. Look at this low flyer, 1 hop, easy. I mean, too easy.
That was a great throw by Stanton. It couldn't have been any better. And here's Jose Lobaton. Pitch is wide. 1 ball, no strikes. There were 2 things involved in that play that made it difficult for Pena to have a chance at third. The ball was hit sharply, and Stanton, with his great arm, is in right field. And so you're really playing against the odds right there. Now 1-1 to Lobaton. Two and 1. Rays with a run on the Upton home run. Matsui's at first. 2 outs. That evens the count. Pena had walked his way aboard before he was thrown out at third. And a cut and a miss. Lobaton is out on strikes. That had some bite down and in. So Lobaton ends the inning. The Rays settled for a run on the B.J. Upton home run, and they lead 1-0.
This afternoon's game is available in Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
First Rays game. And apparently hungry as well.
With a Rayhawk.
Yeah. That's a great look right there. And as we go to the second inning.
Think he'll make the concerts?
Oh, without question. Well, mom and dad. That's the relevant question there. It's a big day here at Tropicana Field with the concerts to follow the game. On Father's Day, here's Logan Morrison. The pitch is a strike call. Morrison at 232. A couple of hits in the game last night. Chop to the right side for Pena. Cobb off the mound to cover. One up and one down here in the second. Greg Dobbs will be the hitter. Dobbs at 274. Cobb coming off his outing against the Mets. That was on the 12th. He was charged with 6 runs, 5 earned, and 6 2/3. He's had a couple lines this year when he's actually pitched better than the line would indicate. The pitch inside. But his mindset is the mindset you want to hear from a pitcher. He wants to finish it off, and he hasn't been altogether happy with his inability to close out a crucial inning or two.
Well, that's what really bit him in that Mets game. He had 2 outs, nobody on, and he walked Kirk Neuenhuis, and it went all downhill from there. The Mets were able to plate 6 runs in that inning, all coming with the 2-out walk starting it. But you're right, you know, he's taking responsibility. Said, I need to finish those innings. He's upset with himself and out here to try to make amends this afternoon.
Now, he's only 24 years old, but he's a pretty level-headed young pitcher. Pitch is high, 2-1, and thoughtful through the process of pitching.
Well, you've got to be an honest self-evaluator if you want to maximize your talents and your abilities, and that's what he is. He's not going to make excuses. He's not going to woulda, coulda, shoulda. He's saying, listen, I need to do a better job.
Fly ball to center. BJ's right there, and he makes the catch, and Dobbs is out number 2 on the changeup. 5 up, 5 down to start this game for Alex Cobb.
Yeah, and by the way, he's been pretty good. You're right. He's had a couple of lines that have made things look worse than they are, but throwing the ball very, very well. He's got that good fastball. He's staying over the rubber just a little bit longer than we saw in his first couple of starts, where actually, ironically enough, he picked up wins, but wasn't as sharp as we've seen him recently. And it allows him to drive that fastball downhill. It then allows the split to have more depth to it. And that occasional curveball, better tilt and break.
Donovan Solano. He takes, speaking of break, there is one, a curveball for a strike. Solano playing second base today. He had a very good spring. Impressed a lot of people in the Miami camp in the spring. We saw him at third base here the other night, second base today. And Ozzie Guillen really likes him for one of the reasons that Joe Madden would like him. He's versatile. He's got some pop in his bat, and he can play all over the place.
Well, we saw him down at Marlins Park. We saw him out left field. I mean, he'll cover just about anything for you. Doesn't, from what the little bit of we've seen of him, doesn't give at-bats away. He's going to battle you in the batter's box. Nice little player.
Bouncer foul. Count as a ball and 2 strikes. Columbia. Same town as Edgar Renteria. So he's got a little something to play up to there.
What was the name of that town?
Show it again.
Barranquilla.
There you go. Oh, he's hit by this pitch. Cobb hits Solano.
Now this is one of those at-bats that is going to fry Alex Cobb. Again, 2 outs, nobody on, 2 strikes. That ball just gets away from him. It's going to put Solano on first base, where Ozzie Guillen may choose to send him. We've seen teams try to run on Alex Cobb. 6 stolen bases on his 6 attempts so far. We got nothing to lose here. 2 outs and nobody on.
Scott Cousins turned out to be the difference in the game last night. Swings through the first pitch. Out in front. Strike 1.
He was recalled from New Orleans, where he was having a nice run down there. Had a big game last night.
On the inside part of the plate. 2 strikes the count. Runner takes off. The pitch is fouled. So on the 0-2 pitch, Solano had a pretty good break.
Well, you figured it was just a matter of time. Ozzie Guillen, this Marlins ball club, searching for offense. Sometimes you got to manufacture it, create it, and putting runners in motion. You know, they came into that ball game yesterday having lost 9 out of 10, and during that 10-game stretch had only managed 1 stolen base. This is a team who leads all of Major League Baseball in stolen bases, but it has not been a part of their game the last week and a half or so.
Runner goes, a swing and a miss. That retires the side. No runs. The Rays coming in to hit in the bottom of the second, leading 1-0.
Has provided the Rays with a 1-0 lead. Today's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida.
Here's Will Rhymes leading off the bottom half of the second inning. And the first pitch is a strike. The Rays settled for a run in the first. They did get the lead with that home run by Upton. And Johnson made 26 pitches. Here's a roller to first. Sanchez steps on the bag. That is the first out. We'll bring up Elliott Johnson. Johnson, because of the lineup shuffle, was a late insertion and as the DH. First time he has started as a DH this year. And the first pitch is a strike. Josh Johnson on the mound. Elliott Johnson in the batter's box. And it's popped up. Cousins, center field, makes the catch. Two gone. Johnson retired. Here's Drew Sutton.
Well, this is just the kind of inning that Josh Johnson was looking for. 2 quick outs on 4 pitches.
Sutton shortens on the bat, takes the pitch for a strike. Reyes to his right, makes a long throw. It's not going to be in time. Ball not hit overly hard, and interestingly enough, that actually helped Sutton, as Reyes made a great effort but couldn't get the ball over there in time to get Sutton.
Well, it wasn't hit hard, and it forced Reyes to have to move over to his right and then throw off 1 foot. Too many things at play there to be able to get a hustling Drew Sutton up the line.
So a great effort by Reyes, who committed an error last night on a routine ground ball to short and made the throwing error on it. He is an outstanding shortstop, as we saw there. Great range and a great effort there. Swing and a miss by Rodriguez. Sean Rodriguez up there. Sutton with the lead. Pitch is a little low, and it's 1-1. Rhymes grounded out. Johnson hit the fly ball to center. Sutton aboard on the infield hit. And a move to first. Sutton is back in. Cut to miss. Fastball, and Rodriguez took a cut at it. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnson has this year been topping out a little over 94 with that fastball. 1-2. Just been down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We have seen a couple pretty good sliders from him, and that one's a pretty good one there.
Yeah, 89 miles an hour, a good bite. Didn't keep it in the zone long enough to get Sean Rodriguez to chase, but definitely has the velocity.
Tries it again, and Sean lays off. That runs the count full. Swing and a ground ball. Backhanded by Reyes. He'll go to first. The throw's on the money. The Rays are finished in the second. No runs, a hit. And the man left. We head into the third. 1-0 Rays.
I just want to say thanks to my father for everything. Without him, I wouldn't be here standing where I am, and just thank him for the love and support he's given me over the years.
Happy Father's Day to to all the fathers out there, especially my dad. Happy Father's Day to you. Hope to see you soon.
And as we go to the third, Rays hold a 1-0 lead. Gabby Sanchez will open the inning, followed by Brett Hayes, and then back around to the top of the order, Jose Reyes. The youngsters here this afternoon on Father's Day. And now the pitch from Cobb to Sanchez is fouled up the right side. Sanchez a little late on the fastball.
You had to figure that today was going to be a big gift day. You know?
Yeah,
what would Dad want?
Yeah.
Go to the ball game.
Take him to the ball game.
On his big day. Family's going to have to accompany.
Mm-hmm. Gretchen Wilson in concert right after the game. 3 doors down. ZZ Top. There might not be a better entertainment bargain. I can't think of one.
Not today.
No.
Not any chance.
Spanning the globe and encompassing the entire width and breadth of civilization. This has to be the best entertainment value going.
Citrus Series ticket.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah. Interleague.
On top. Can't get enough of that. And the stats.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the gig afterward.
Yep. So
2 opening bands.
Yep.
And you got a threesome out there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when do you see that? You see the post-game concert, that's fine, but you've got 3 acts.
Yep.
So enjoy the day, folks.
And Frank Beard with ZZ Top, he's the one guy named Beard without one. So we have that to look forward to. Base hit to center. Sanchez opens the 3rd.
You think that's on purpose?
Now batting catcher number 9, Brett.
I think it's just happenstance.
Yeah.
Nature demanded that it worked out that way.
I know a little something about nature and hair and lack of it. It happens.
That's a ZZ Top fan.
You'd better believe that.
All right. Well, runner at first, and Brett Hayes, the catcher, steps in. Pitch a little bit wide. 1 ball, no strikes. That's a strike. Hayes tried to hold up, but was out in front and could not stop in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hot shot foul. Pulled well out of play. So the count is a ball and 2 strikes on Hayes. Hayes getting the start here against Cobb. She's the backup catcher, but actually has fared a lot better against right-handed pitching than he has left-handed pitching. And with a guy who has a changeup as good as Cobb's changeup, I'm not sure that makes a lot of difference. It's a swing and the ball skipping away, foul. So back to first goes Sanchez. Well, the Rays start this day running 3rd in the AL East. Baltimore right now a game and a half back of the Yankees, and the Rays are 3.5 back. Toronto 6.5 out. Boston 7.5 out. Yankees are tied in Washington, top of the 3rd, 1-1. Bottom of the 3rd in Atlanta, and the Orioles lead the Braves 1-0. And the pitch is foul.
Now this 1-2 count here. Alex Cobb continues to come after Brett Hayes with that split.
The AL East standings.
Starting to get a little separation there. New York Yankees have been red hot and very quietly red hot. 8 straight wins.
Ground ball, nice pickup by Rhymes. Rodriguez 1, Pena 2, 4-6-3 on the double play. Nicely done by the Rays right there to get the double play.
Well, a textbook 4-6-3 there. Will Rhymes moving to his right on a sharply hit ground ball. He's got to go for the little backhand. But once he's able to secure this baseball, here it is. You just flip. Sean Rodriguez is set up in plenty of time. The throw jumps right over Sanchez, and the Rays get 2 outs.
But that's the other thing about Cobb. He can throw the ground ball.
Well, he's up almost mid-70s in percentage. That would be, you know, if he had enough innings to qualify, he'd be in the top 2-3 guys in the American League.
Yep. 1-0, the count missed with a curveball to Reyes, and just missed there.
Put it this way, he's in that same category where Burke Badenhop was last year, coming out of the bullpen, a ground ball machine, sinker machine, and here he's doing it as a starter. Pretty impressive.
Big cut and a miss. Reyes down to one knee as he missed that changeup.
When you see the depth that he gets on that pitch, and the same thing with the fastball. You know, early in the season, Alex, you know, obviously geeked up to be back in the big leagues, was rushing his delivery a little bit. Pitches were staying up, but now driving the ball downhill, you're going to get those ground balls.
Now it's a 3-ball, 1 strike count. Hanley Ramirez on deck. Reyes on a 3-1 changeup, bounces it foul, pulling it up the right side. Phillies are playing in Toronto against the Blue Jays. Bottom of the 4th. Blue Jays lead 3-2. Jim Thome's hit a homer, and John Mayberry has a home run in that game as well. Rays will be heading into Washington, then to Philly, and into Kansas City. Line drive, and it's caught by Rhymes. A hot shot liner. Reyes out of there. So are the Marlins. We go to the bottom of the inning. B.J. Upton's going to lead it off for the Rays, followed by Pena and Zobrist.
A special text poll on this Father's Day 2012, and it involves father-son duos in the major leagues. We want you to choose which one you think is the best, as B.J. Upton leads things off here in the bottom of the 3rd against Josh Johnson. And here are your choices. TB1 would be the Bonds, Barry and Bobby. TB2, the Griffeys, Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. TB3, Prince and Cecil Fielder. TB4, the Alou family. TB5 and TB6 could be greatest grandfather-father-son combination. TB5 was the Bells. There you see Gus and also Buddy and Mike and David and the Boones, Ray and Aaron and Brett. And also Bob. So, guys, those are your choices. 789-789. Text your votes. We'll have the results in the Rays Live postgame show.
All right. Thank you. B.J. Upton with a fly ball to center, handled by Cousins. You get down to the Bells and the Boones and the Alous for that matter. it starts to get crowded. You're going to have a family reunion right out of those selections.
And pretty remarkable. You start to span 3 generations and all playing in the major leagues and being productive.
And let me just tell you, when it comes to major league father and son combos, the Callis combo is not too bad either.
Ooh.
I'm telling you right there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one. Here's Carlos Pena taking the pitch down. 1 ball and no strikes. The late Harry Callis, one of the all-time great broadcasters, of course, but just a great company, a great friend, and a great guy to spend time with. And we have Todd, same thing, great guy to spend time with. So that's a great combo. There's the 1-1 to Pena. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rays got a run in the first on the Upton home run. Down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marlins have the shift on for Carlos. And the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ben Zobrist waiting to hit next. Ground ball sharply hit. Reyes could not get the glove down in time. Threw into center field, and Pena's aboard.
That was a little gator arm action there by Jose Reyes. It looked like he was going to be easily able to make that play.
Well, he was positioned perfectly.
He absolutely was. His ball hit sharply, but still. Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to make that play. Jose Reyes probably tell you the same thing, but he's just not able to get down there to it.
Here is Ben Zobrist. Pena gets credit for a hit on that. The pitch is a strike around the knees. And over to first. Pena's back in. A ball and a strike. Ball 2, a curveball. There's 2 balls and a strike. Rays have not faced Johnson since June of 2010. See his pitch count there at 50. 26 of those came in the first inning. This pitch is fouled, and now at 51. His strike to non-strike ratio is certainly not what he's after. 27 strikes and 24 out of the strike zone. So there's a clear-cut indicator that his command is not what he would like to this point. And he misses to run the count full, 3-2. He's had 6 3-ball counts. This is the 12th man he's faced. Now the 3-2 runner goes, and the pitch is chopped to the right side over the head of Sanchez. Throw to first, not in time there, and over to third goes Pena. Solano came up with the ball, and with Johnson covering, they actually made a play on Zobrist, who beat the play, and with that, Pena goes to third.
Well, once that ball got over Gabby Sanchez's head, there was no chance to get Zobrist. Here he is. Gabby Sanchez is shallow because he was holding Pena on. He comes off the bag, and he's even with the bag. Watch how shallow Gabby Sanchez is. That's why he's not able to get to that ball. Carlos Pena never let up. Gets over to third. Race forcing the issue here.
Some of that aggressive play, even when he ran into the out in the first inning, Joe Maddon's going to continue to encourage physically aggressive play. And Carlos, some good base running there. Here's Matsui with men at first and third. Pitch is down, 1 ball, no strikes. Matsui singled his first time, so here the Rays have another excellent opportunity to add to their 1-0 lead. And the fastball is a strike. It's now 1-1. Nobody going anywhere on that. Hideki Matsui 0 for 5 here Friday. The pitch is foul back, 1-2. Matsui victimized Friday on a good catch by Justin Bruziano, who was playing center field on a ball he hit his last time up. Rays won big here Friday night, 11-0. Bruziano, the former Ray out of Texas A&M, had the peculiar distinction of growing up in Austin, Texas, and playing for Texas A&M and College Station. Over to first base. Zobrist back in there.
That can't be an easy road trip home.
No,
not at all.
I asked him about that one time. He said, hey, Texas didn't recruit me. A&M did. It makes sense. Dodgers drafted him, and here he is in the big leagues now with the Marlins, getting a few more at bats. Line drive going to be caught by Sanchez, and they double Zobrist off first. Big reach by Sanchez there at first, and he completes the double play. Rays leave 1, do not score, and they lead by 1-0 through 3. Hideki Matsui victimized by the Marlins defense, and this catch by Sanchez could be a big play in this game.
Well, again, he's able to make this play because he's holding the runner on. He's close, he's shallow, had to reach a long way, but yeah, you're talking about changing the dynamics of the play. That ball gets down into the corner. You may score 2 runs there. Matsui's probably out at second base. Instead, it's an inning-ending double play. Big time by Gabby Sanchez.
And still just a 1-run game. The Rays got a run in the first on the B.J. Upton home run, and they carry that into the 4th.
That just continues the frustration of Hideki Matsui when he has hit the ball well. Not a whole lot to show for it.
Here's Hanley Ramirez leading off the 4th against Alex Cobb. And the pitch is a strike. Ramirez, Stanton, and then Morrison. Ramirez involved in a big play last night in the 10th inning when the Rays had a little threat going. This pitch is down. 1 ball, 1 strike. B.J. Upton hit a ground ball to him at third. Ramirez, in routine fashion, stepped on the bag at third and threw to first to complete the double play. Robbed the Rays of a potential game-ending inning right there. 1-1 the count to Ramirez. Big cut and a miss. It's 1-2. Run 5 hits for the Rays. No runs, a hit for the Marlins. Cobb with 3 strikeouts in the game through the front 3 innings. And there is strike 3 called. Strikeout number 4. 1 away. Time now for the AT trivia question. And the question is, which Major League father-son combo has the most hits in Major League history? It's father-son combo with the most hits in Major League history. Here's Stanton rolling one out to second. Rhymes up with it. He throws a strike to first. So Ramirez is called out on strikes. Stanton grounds out to second. 2 up, 2 down. And now Logan Morrison is on his way to the plate. Aubrey Rasmus has hit a 2-run home run for the Blue Jays. That's his 10th. Toronto in the bottom of the 5th at home, leading the Phillies 5-2. And here's Morrison. Pitch is wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Tom Foley setting the defense. Moving Rodriguez a bit to his left, and with that Sutton a little to his left off the bag at third.
Not a true shift, but just moving guys over, giving them that third base line. A minor adjustment.
Yeah, more of a shade than a shift.
Right.
And the pitch is a strike. 2-1.
Well, it's just amazing how specific the Rays are with their movements. I mean, sometimes they're very extreme. This is very slight.
Well, it really has added another dimension when you talk about starting with good pitching and good defense to protect it. This is good defense and good positioning to augment your good pitching. 3-1, and frankly, the Rays, who, as we all know, have had trouble executing defensively at times this year, and uncharacteristically so. Anything they can do to help, and that shifting around has really helped.
Well, if you go with a traditional setup, the last ground ball by Stanton's a base hit up the middle.
There's ball 4. So Morrison draws the first walk given up by Alex Cobb. Greg Dobbs will bat. Well, that's just great preparation by clubs that do that, and the Rays really lead the way in doing that when it comes to shifts. And that's an organizational preparation that's involved there. And it helps that manager, front office, and all the people who help are on the same page.
Well, that's what allows this organization to run so smoothly. I mean, from the top on down, everybody has bought in.
Pitch to Dobbs. That's a strike. Starts it with a changeup.
And it's just for the players coming into the organization, whether it's short season A ball, rookie ball, extended spring, whatever it is, it's a seamless transition through every level. And by the time you do get the call, if you get the call to the big leagues, there's nothing new. Nothing is sprung upon you except for the disco ball.
Swing and a miss. Snap throw down to first. And you couldn't hang on to that throw, and Morrison just did get back. 2 strikes the count to Dobbs.
Well, Lobaton, the quick snap throw catches everybody by surprise. That ball never made it into the glove of Carlos Pena.
So Morrison at first, 2 gone, 0-2 the count to Dobbs. And a fastball away. Good idea there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Marlowe's got the base runner in the 3rd on a single by Sanchez. He was erased on a double play. Solano was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. 2-out walk to Morrison here in the 4th. The 1-2. Dobbs reaching for the changeup is out on strikes. Bottom of the 4th coming. 1-0 Tampa Bay. The Rays on top 1-0 as a result of the first inning home run from B.J. Upton. Answer to our AT trivia question: which father-son combo has the most hits in Major League history? The answer would be the Griffeys. Between senior and junior, 4,924 hits for the Griffeys. Jose Lobaton's going to lead off here in the 4th inning. Lobaton, Rhymes, and then Johnson. He takes the pitch down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson opening with a breaking ball that stayed away. Fastball out there off the plate, and it's a 2-0 count. 3 balls, no strikes.
Well, this is where you can see Josh Johnson. I mean, coming out here, starting off the inning, trying to throw strikes. Spun off that fastball.
And picks up a strike there, 3-1.
Didn't need to be.
It's one of those situations, and they statistically bear this out. 3-0, the easiest pitch really to get a strike on if you're a pitcher. There is a tendency for umpires to give you a little break on a borderline pitch, 3-0.
And just got another one there on 3-1. Watch where this pitch is.
He's thrown him 5 pitches and he has yet to throw a strike, and there's another ball. So he threw him 6 pitches, missed with all of them, and finally walks him.
Second baseman Will Ryan.
Overtone at first. Speaking of the father-son combos, we saw the hits. How about most home runs? That would be Barry and Bobby Bonds with over 1,000. And, that makes sense. But the Griffeys, 782 of their 4,924 hits were home runs. Eduardo Perez made that list with his father, Tony. First pitch, Will Rhymes lifts it into left, and Morrison is there. One away. Of course, Eduardo spent time in a Rays uniform, and he has, not only as a player, the son of Tony Perez, a great player, but he spent some time broadcasting, and now the hitting coach for the Marlins.
And a one-time roommate of me.
That's exactly
Well, actually,
right.
I was a roommate of his, and I don't know if he was a big fan.
How did that happen, that a pitcher and a player would be roommates?
It's 2 good guys, Dwayne.
Well, of course. Want to know the count? I mean, great compatibility, no question about that. I mean, who couldn't get along with you, BA? And Eduardo the same way.
I really think it was a shortest straw type of deal.
And so, of the 2, who got the short straw?
Eduardo. Eduardo. No question about it.
The high chopper back over the mound. Johnson retreats, can't glove it, and everybody's going to be safe. Lobaton into second, and Johnson has himself a base hit. A tough play, as you well know, BA, for a pitcher to retreat down the mound and then try to look over the shoulder and make a play.
Yeah, and Josh Johnson is not your typical, he's not an athletic pitcher. He's a big guy. Look at him lumbering off there. That's going to be tough. You can see the footwork was starting to suffer already. But this is just out in nowhere. No man's land. If that ball bounces one more time, no chance Solano is going to be able to do anything with it. And maybe Josh Johnson either, even if he comes up with it cleanly. Elliott Johnson, another one of those high-energy guys who's always going to run up the first base line very, very hard with good speed. And once that ball's chopped that high, going to be difficult to get him.
Rays with base runners again. Here's Drew Sutton in at first and second. He fouls it. Pitch moving in on him. A breaking ball. Fouled it to the right side. Strike 1. Drew Sutton reached on an infield hit his first time. And a strike, a fastball. 0-2. Sean Rodriguez on deck. And a cut and a miss. Boy, that was a hard slider down and in. 0-2, and he puts Sutton away.
Yeah, that was nasty. And see, that's what can come into play for Josh Johnson if he's able to pitch ahead, like he was right there. Yeah, 0-2. Look at that. You can afford to throw that in there and see if you get the chase, and he does. But when you're constantly 2-0, 3-1, that pitch is out of your repertoire.
So here's Sean Rodriguez, who grounded short to first in the second inning. He is 0 for 1. 2 men on now with 2 men out. And the pitch is a strike.
Well, fans, you can send your dad a happy Father's Day message, which will air during the bottom of the 5th. Text DAD, followed by your specific message to 789-789. Best chance to get it on there, 50 characters or less.
Johnny Rodriguez there, Sean's father. He's watching the game, and manager over with the Palm Beach Cardinals, the A level and the St. Louis Cardinals organization. 1-1 to count. Swing and a miss, a fastball. Count runs to a ball and 2 strikes. Lobatone at second. He walked. Elliott Johnson reached on the infield hit. 2 men on, 2 men out, and a 1-2 count. Johnny looking on, watching Sean. The pitch is down. So the count squares at 2-2. Breaking ball and a swing and a miss to retire the side. Rays lead 2 through 4. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay. On to the 5th inning, the Rays lead. Time for the Just For Men Auto Stop foolproof stat. Take a look at these guys. More walks than hits this year. Carlos Pena, Ricky Weeks of the Brewers, John Buck of the Marlins. So just as these hitters count on their patience at the plate, you can count on Just For Men Auto Stop for foolproof results. We go to the 5th. Alex Cobb has made 56 pitches through 4. 5 strikeouts for the young right-hander. And he'll face the young infielder from Barranquilla, Colombia. It's Donovan Solano. And he bounces it off the glove of the diving Cobb, and a barehanded flip, glove hand flip actually, by Rhymes on the deflection to get Solano. How about that? Cobb, Rhymes to Pena.
Well, deflected that ball far enough, and Alex Cobb laying face down with the fist pump. That was nice. Right here, look at him leave his feet. Long way. Rhymes going, flips. Nicely done.
One more time. 1-4-3 on the put out of Solano. Scott Cousins. Breaking ball down and in. Cousins struck out swinging his first time. Was that fastball? Well, you see the off-speed stuff so much from Cobb. And when he gives you that fastball, and that one registered 89. But the reaction of the hitter is more like it was 93. And a swing and a miss. 1 and 2, and back to the changeup.
Well, you've got to respect that pitch. He has such good arm action with it, arm speed. With the fastball, he was able to sneak one by Hanley Ramirez. 2 strikes, powered a fastball by him. Looking, there's
and
another
on the inside corner at 90. Strike 3 call. He gets Cousins for the second time on strikes. This time looking.
Well, sometimes it's the fastball that sets up the split. Sometimes it's the split that sets up that fastball. You see the swing, and that ball had a little tailing action, so he starts it in, lets that run back over the inner third, pick up the strikeout.
Here's Sanchez. He singled in the third. The pitch is away. 1 ball, no strikes. Foul ball. Big cut. 1 and 1. Rays will use tomorrow as a travel day. They'll head to Washington. David Price will open the series in Washington. We will not get the Strasburg-Price matchup. Chin-Ming Wong will open the series for Washington against David Price. Ground ball back to third, foul. And then Strasburg will pitch the Wednesday night game, and Jeremy Hellickson will be on the mound. That will be an interesting contrast of 2 outstanding young pitchers. Hellickson with his great off-speed stuff, the changeup, and Strasburg with the heat.
Well, it will just point out that there are different ways to get hitters out. There's not one tried and true method. Jeremy Hellickson will move the fastball around, use the changeup, the curveball. Strasburg can just flat out blow you away with the fastball.
Well, there are the matchups there. Price and Wong, and then Hellickson, Strasburg, and then 2 great young lefties, and Matt Moore and Gio Gonzalez to wrap it up.
Gonzalez has been throwing the ball well all year. Matt Moore's throwing the ball very well his last 4 or 5 outings.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez out on the changeup. 2 more strikeouts in the inning. 7 in the game, and the Rays lead 1-0.
fifth inning here at Tropicana Field, where the Rays have a very slim 1-0 lead over the Miami Marlins.
Well, we go to the home half of the fifth, of the Rays leading 1-0 on this Father's Day. And there you see some of the Father's Day messages and greetings from fans, Rays viewers to their fathers. Top of the order, B.J. Upton takes the pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. B.J. homered in the first, pops it up here in the fifth. Sanchez just inside the right field line out there from first base takes care of that. So 1 out. And Carlos Pena. We've already heard from some of the Rays players expressing their gratitude and best wishes to their dads on Father's Day. And you get a chance to do the same right here on the scroll on the bottom of the screen here on the Rays telecast. Carlos shoots it deep toward the corner. That ball one hops the wall, caroms back to Stanton. Pena's going to dig for 2, and he'll make it ahead of the throw. Been a busy day on the bases for Carlos Pena, on for the 3rd time, picking up a 2-base hit. The Rays have another man in scoring position.
Well, not wasting any time, take advantage of a mistake fastball. Carlos shoots this ball down in the corner, and he's going to go for 2 the whole way. Going to test Giancarlo Stanton again, and this time he's able to beat that throw.
10th double of the year for Pena. And now Ben Zobrist. Takes the pitch away. 1 ball, no strikes. Zobrist with a base hit, a chopper to first in the 3rd. And a good look at that pitch away. Curveball stayed out there. Fastball, breaking ball, and the count's 2-0. Fastball again, 3-0. Rays with 7 hits. They've drawn a couple walks. Have just the 1 run that came on the home run. And ball 4. Zobrist draws the walk. 2 men on with 1 out. Don't forget, you can experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Hancock Bank Club, offering extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Hancock Bank Club features an upscale menu and inclusive drink options. For tickets and more info, call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Hideki Matsui. Well, Matsui had a base hit in the first and then lined into a double play in the 3rd inning on a liner caught by Gabe Sanchez. This pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes, commonly known as Gabby Sanchez. 2 on, 1 out. It's outside, 2-0.
Now, right now, Josh Johnson having a hard time making that adjustment to get that ball back in the zone. Really falling off towards first base. Arm just not able to catch up and bury that ball, leaving everything off the plate.
Three and 0. falling off toward the first base side a little more, which runs that pitch away from the left-handed hitter and off the plate. Ground ball, first base side. Sanchez to second, 1. Back to first, 2. Johnson covering on a 3-6-1 double play. So the Rays leave a man, do not score. We're at the end of 5, 1-0 Rays. He's got the first and only run of the game so far on a first inning leadoff home run from B.J. Upton. He hit that ball about as hard as you're going to hit one. Meanwhile, Alex Cobb, through 5 innings, has made 65 pitches and has picked up 7 strikeouts. He has been very, very good and leads 1-0. Here's the frustrating thing about the bottom of the 5th inning. Josh Johnson threw 11 pitches and no true strikes. The only 3 strikes came on contact. And the Rays there with Matsui 3-0 grounding into a double play. That is really frustrating for the Rays.
Well, and I think Hideki Matsui went outside of his zone, in an effort to try to make something happen.
There's a bunt foul by Hayes, strike 1.
You got runners on first and second. Josh Johnson's really struggling with his command. 4-pitch walk to Zobrist, 3-0 on Matsui. And so, if you get a ball at the belt, middle in, and Matsui lights that ball up and you want to try to hammer that, that's fine. But he ends up going out of his zone. Look at this ball, down and away. Rolls right over it and hits into a double play. That is a tough double play, and that's Matsui trying to make something happen and getting out of his comfort zone.
Foul ball, 2 strikes to count to Hayes. Well, the pitch obviously perfectly located from Johnson's point of view to get out of the inning.
Well, that's right. But as a hitter, you say, okay, if I've got the green light 3-0, I've got one spot. That is not Matsui's spot. That's right. That is not Matsui's spot. You've got to have the discipline to let that go and make him come in with another pitch into the zone.
Pitch is outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's easy to say after the fact. It's easy to say from up here. However, that's what you have to do.
Well, that's the difference between keeping the inning going and maybe having a big inning and being out of the inning.
Right.
That's just the facts.
Right.
Count still 1-2 here to Brett Hayes. And Johnson, to his credit, struggled in the first inning. He's given the Rays 7 hits and 3 walks, but only 1 run on that home run by B.J. Upton. 2-2. Slicker to short. Rodriguez up with it. Throw to first. Hayes is out of there. So that's the first out. Right now, let's check in with Todd Callis. Todd?
Dwayne, a couple of the dads that are in attendance today. Rick Cobb is here. He drove over from Vero Beach. He's going to drive right back after the game. And there you see Rick. And then also Johnny Rodriguez. And we saw him earlier. Johnny's the manager, as you mentioned, of the Cardinals in the Florida State League. He says not only does he enjoy being in the Florida State League as a manager, he goes, the bonus is I watch the Rays replay every night. He loves your guys' broadcast. He is also doing this, guys. He said all the kids on my team are just like my sons. So instead of driving to Port Charlotte, Florida after the game today, he's flying back to West Palm Beach to ride on the bus with them tomorrow, first thing in the morning, as they get through their All-Star break and they start with the Charlotte Stone Crabs. He said if anything happens to those kids, I want to make sure I'm there on the bus with them. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, that's great. Cardinals lucky to have a man like Johnny Rodriguez in their system. And, of course, they've long been known for having outstanding minor league managers and instructors. And that's why for years the Cardinals were such a great organization. And one of the models that the Rays look to is the Rays have established a top-flight baseball operation as well. Here's Reyes bouncing this one foul outside of first base. So the count goes to 1-2 strikes. That sort of thing is important. The point that Todd made there on Johnny Rodriguez with the young players, especially at that level, because it's a completely new and different experience for those guys.
Becomes a father figure, really. You know, a lot of these young kids coming out. Absolutely, that fires you up to know that your manager is right behind you like that. You know, right over with the team. Quality individual. Well, then you get to know the son, Sean Rodriguez, and you understand there's a symmetry there.
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah,
you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
That's right.
That's absolutely the case. He's a quality guy right there, Sean Rodriguez. 1-2 the count to Reyes. Little tap. Will be picked up by Cobb and the toss to first. And he mentioned, Todd mentioned Rick Cobb, Alex's father. He said one of the things he remembered was driving around, and I think it was their Dodge Dart, going to different games that he would have. His dad would take him, and his dad was always listening to that old-time music by the Beach Boys and the Beatles. I said, wait a minute. Is that old music? I guess so. Classic music. That's what that is. No. Classic stuff.
Well, it's a version of classic.
There's Hanley Rodriguez, a strike. Hey.
See, I know I'm getting old when I flipped on, you get satellite radio. Yeah. Flipped on Classic Rewind, and there was a Guns N' Roses song.
There you go.
Classic Rewind. I mean, come on. Right? Can't be on Classic Rewind already.
Hey. Music is great across the spectrum. From Guns N' Roses to...
Yeah. Well, all I'm telling you right now, you could take Appetite for Destruction album and re-release it under a different name, and no one would know it was made back in the 80s. Nobody. Timeless. Classic, apparently.
It's inside 1-2. Well, there's nothing wrong with knowing that it was made in the 80s. Just like there's nothing wrong with knowing that...
but, I mean, it's timeless.
That Mike Love and all those guys for the Beach Boys made great music back then. Same way with the Beatles.
Okay.
Swing and a miss. Hanley Ramirez out on strikes. More on this musical discussion when this game returns. Rays lead 1-0. brought to you by your local Southern Ford dealers. By Subway Restaurants. Play hard, eat fresh. And by Nissan. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. Innovation for all. Well, Jose Lobaton will open the bottom of the 6th inning. Rhymes next, and then Johnson. Josh Johnson, the big right-hander on the hill. First pitch is a curveball, and that's a strike. Lobaton walked in the 4th. And he takes the pitch down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Granderson's hit his 21st home run in the 5th inning at Washington. Yankees have a 2-1 lead there with the Nationals batting in the bottom of the 5th. 2-1 the count to Lobaton. Three balls and a strike. Johnson makes his 90th pitch of the day, a fastball at 93, and it's fouled out of play. 3-2. Well, Ozzie Guillen was hoping to get some innings from his starter, and Josh Johnson to this point has given him 90 pitches, 5+ innings. And a swing and a miss, a breaking ball, and he strikes out Lobaton. 4th strikeout. One away now. For all the latest updates on your Tampa Bay Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond to the clubhouse, we bring you in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day only at TampaBay.com, powered by the Tampa Bay Times. Here's Will Rhymes. The pitch is a strike. Boy, this has been a case for Josh Johnson. Getting this deep into a game and starting certainly without your best stuff as he battled for his command early.
Well, he's doing whatever it takes. You go back to that pitch to Matsui after 7 straight balls out of the zone. A good sinker down and away. Gets the desired result.
Now Rhymes lifts a fly ball to Morrison in left. 2 up and 2 down now in the 6th inning.
Well, this is just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Music to our ears. Speaking of music.
Yep.
Music lovers here in the booth. Here's Elliott Johnson. The pitch to him is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Two and nothing. Elliott had a base hit in the 4th inning. And the pitch is upstairs. Now 3-0. Baltimore leading Atlanta. Braves batting in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-0 Baltimore. Johnson draws the walk. 4th walk issued by the Marlins starter. Takes a little walk himself behind the mound.
Well, what a frustrating day for Josh Johnson, and still able to hold the Rays to just the 1 run. He has been fighting himself all day. Here's another 4-pitch walk. Has had a hard time with that fastball away, getting it to that outside corner. He's been leaving it off the plate pretty consistently, but yet has battled, has kept his team in the game, has made some big pitches, gotten some big outs.
Drew Sutton, he started to go and checked. Fastball, and that again was away.
Yeah, it was.
That's been the location of all those pitches he's missed with out there.
You know, maybe set up fastball in just to force him to get some extension. Although it's getting late in the game, could be that Brett Hayes is afraid he won't get it in. Leave one out over the plate, and then you're in big trouble.
There goes Johnson. The pitch is a strike, and the throw is not in time. Close play. Gibson on the call. Reyes argues it. Ozzie is going to come out there and try to pick up the conversation. So a stolen base. Elliott Johnson steals his way into scoring position. Ozzie out there just for a moment. I think more than anything, when he saw Reyes contest that call, he wanted to get out there for that reason.
Yep. Little backdoor breaking ball. Hayes comes up firing. Well, you know, you could have called him out. The ball beat him there, but the tag, I don't know if ever got to the foot.
Oh, that's pretty close.
You know, it almost got him in the toe. Absolutely.
I think they had him.
That is. I'll take advantage.
And Sutton on a breaking ball. That's a strike, and it's 1-2.
And that was the 12th stolen base given up by Johnson this year.
And it puts Elliott Johnson in double figures in the steal department. He has 10. Two balls, two strikes.
That's a pretty impressive breakout for having given up just one run with 2 outs in the 6th inning.
102 pitches, 51-51.
A coin flip. It's a coin flip.
Allowing 1 run through it all. The 2-2. Well, Johnson tried to backdoor Sutton there with a curveball, but could not get it to break. And the count is full. Rays have a run, 7 hits. They've had runners in every inning. They've been in scoring position in every inning except the 2nd. And just the 1 run on the leadoff home run in the 1st by B.J. Upton. Sutton strokes it into center. Cousins on the move. It's going to fall in front of him. And here comes Johnson. Elliott crosses the plate to make it a 2-0 ball game. Sutton drops a base hit in front of Cousins, and the Rays finally get on the board again.
Well, and once again, it's the bottom of the Rays order. Came into this ball game in this series hitting over 400. 6 through 9 in the order. Sutton gets it done here. A big add-on run after the stolen base by Elliott Johnson. That's now the bottom of the order in this series. 6 through 9 have now driven in half the runs in this series. 8 out of 16.
Now Sean Rodriguez, who's hitting 9th today. He takes the pitch away. Slider out there. 1 ball, no strikes. It's a 1-1 count. Some movement down there in the bullpen for Miami. Randy Choate starts to loosen. And a strike around the knees. 1-2. Into right center field. It's got some hang time, and Stanton is there to grab it. The Rays settle for 1 run in the 6th. On to the 7th. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Through 6, Alex Cobb has made 80 pitches. The young right-hander with 8 strikeouts, just 1 walk. He gave up a base hit to Gabby Sanchez to lead off the 3rd and threw a double play ball. He'll face Stanton, Morrison, and Dobbs in the 7th.
Well, Alex Cobb has been very, very good today, and you just got the feeling in talking to him after that last start that this was the kind of effort that you were going to get. Very focused. I mean, even a couple days after, still seething at that 1 inning against the Mets.
He faces Giancarlo Stanton to begin the 7th. And he throws him a breaking pitch for a strike. Well, he spotted the fastball. He's used that, the curveball, that changeup, which is also his split. Swing and a miss right there.
Well, and that's really the game plan against Giancarlo Stanton for the Rays. You go back to last weekend, this weekend, a ton of off speed. They show him the fastball, attack him with the off speed, and he's not made the adjustment yet.
And the fastball just off the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Take your shot, surprise him with it, but always going to the extremes.
He lays off the split, the changeup down. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Johnson and Cobb, the matchup. It's been a good one. Rays with a 2-run lead now. The 2-2 to Stanton. And he lays off again. That changeup is low. So a couple shots with that, and the count is full. (3-2). And a big cut, a foul ball at the feet of Lobaton. He came right back with the change.
Yes, he did. I mean, he knows Stanton is looking for that fastball. This one, boy, that was a good pitch right there. Stanton able to just get a piece of it. Let's see what they go with here. Been 3 in a row.
(3-2) again, and he got him. And boy, he came right back with it. Another changeup. Strikeout number 9 for Alex Cobb, which equals his single game high. And boy, he stayed right with the split.
Yeah.
To get Stanton on strikes.
And he stayed disciplined with it. And here's the thing. You see the grip, and that's where you get the split from. It's a little harder with the velocity, but he uses that as his changeup. A lot of times when you go with 4 straight, 3 straight, changeups or splits, you start to lose the feel for it. You start to lose arm speed. Alex Cobb, neither one of those. Very good sell, and he gets the strikeout.
Here's Logan Morrison. And a breaking ball, and that's in there for a strike.
And you'll see, listen, he's not the only one. James Shields will do it. Jeremy Hellickson will do it. They're able to throw that pitch number of times in a row and still maintain the good fastball arm speed, which is the big selling point on that pitch.
A 1-1 count. He had 9 strikeouts on the 30th of July in a game on the road against the Mariners out in Seattle. The 1-1. A tap foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joel Peralta busy in the bullpen. Cobb has hit 90 in the pitch count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty. Cobb trying to hit double figures in the strikeout category for the first time in his career in a single game. And he's got it. Strike call on the inside corner. He got him looking at a fastball then for strikeout number 10.
Now here it is. Alex Cobb bringing the cheese right on the inside corner.
Well, look at the location of these pitches.
I mean, honestly, what are you going to do with that? Especially when you're looking out over the plate and you're worried about that split.
So 2 up, 2 down, both on strikes. 3 consecutive strikeouts. He got Ramirez to end the 6th. 2 outs here in the 7th, and here's the designated hitter, Greg Dobbs. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a foul ball back. 1-1. Rays got a run in the 1st, a run in the 6th. And the Marlins here, no runs on 1 hit to this point, 2 outs in the 7th. And a ground ball headed up the middle, and that's going to go through into center field. A curveball, and Dobbs grounds a single into center field.
Well, the Rays' wives are holding a drive from June 29th through July 1st to collect toiletries. Please bring new items to Centerfield Street or Gate 5. All items collected will be donated to the Salvation Army of St. Petersburg for Thanksmas in July. Fans who donate items will be registered to win Rays prizes and tickets.
Jim Hickey heads to the mound. A big conference on the mound for the Rays. The pitch count up to 94. Donovan Solano is going to be the hitter, and Jim Hickey taking a little time. Strolls back toward the dugout. Two runs, 8 hits for the Rays. No runs, 2 hits for the Marlins. That's their first hit since Sanchez opened the 3rd with a single. And here Here's Solano. He's been hit by a pitch and grounded out on that deflection by Cobb in the 5th inning when he deflected it to Rhymes, and he made the glove toss to first base to get Solano. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch is a strike. 1-1. Pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike. Scott Cousins on deck. And the pitch is a strike. 2-2. Cobb with 98 pitches, 67 strikes, 31 non-strikes. 2-2. Chopper foul. Change up. We saw James Shields there a moment ago. He worked 7 2/3 last night. Gave up 3 runs, 3 unearned runs. And a bouncing ball to third. Sutton takes it to second for the force. That retires the side. Man left. 7th inning stretch time at the Trop. 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Hi, Dad. Happy Father's Day.
My dad is the bestest because he rides his bike with me, and so I'm going to give him the best Father's Day breakfast ever.
Hi, Dad. You're the best dad I can ever have. I love you very much. Hi, Dad. Happy Father's Day. Love you.
Hi, Daddy. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to my dad, Pierre.
I hope you have a good Father's Day.
Thank you.
And happy Father's Day to all the dads looking in here. The Rays and the Marlins in the middle of the 7th inning here at Tropicana Field. Great to have you with us. Rays will have the top of the order to lead off the bottom of the inning. And before we get to B.J. Upton, let's check in with Barry LeBrock. Barry?
All right, Dwayne, great day here at Tropicana Field. Before the game, there was some serious action. The Wounded Warriors were taking batting practice. I mean, some of these guys were raking. Great stories. I met a gentleman named Tino Santos from Orlando. He lost a leg in Baghdad back in 2005. And the attitudes on these guys who sacrifice so much are so outstanding. I actually tweeted a picture of Tino along with Orestes. It's on our @SunSports Rays Twitter account. And one of the great things was seeing the way that the Rays pitchers were interacting with these guys. David Price, of course, big supporter of the veterans and the Wounded Warriors. It's just great to see these guys here at the ballpark today taking BP.
It's impossible to be in their presence and not feel completely inadequate in almost every way. They're the greatest human beings on the face of the earth, and their families and their wives are their support staff just the best as well. And they are a courageous group of individuals, just the best. B.J. Upton leads off the bottom of the 7th. Randy Choate on the mound, and the first pitch is hit on the ground to third and off the mitt of Sanchez. B.J.'s going to head to second base, and the Rays have a man in scoring position just like that.
Well, that was a routine ground ball there. Hanley Ramirez took a long time to throw that ball over. Really, I don't know. It was interesting. Gets it, takes his good old time, and then that ball sails. And Gabby Sanchez, who had really committed to that stride, not able to come up with it. That looked to be a ball that he could handle. It wasn't perfectly thrown, but at least catchable.
Well, an error charged to Ramirez on the throw, and the Rays have a chance to add to their 2-run lead. Now they're going to change it and give it to Sanchez after further review. So here's Carlos Pena. And the pitch way wide. 1 ball and no strikes. It was not the best of throws. And I think if Sanchez comes up with it, he comes off the bag. He might have prevented Upton from going to second base. But if he comes up with that throw, he comes off the bag and Upton is safe.
He had committed to that stride directly at Hanley Ramirez, and then that therefore cuts down your range of motion.
A little popper out to Reyes, who cuts across in front of Solano to make the catch. So a runner at second base with 1 out. And our Circle K American League walk leaders. Adam Dunn with the White Sox over 50 now, and Carlos Pena has 49. Ben Zobrist 45. And here's Zobrist, the man at second and 1 out. Ben batting right-handed here against Choate. Zobrist, there's a single and a walk, officially 1 for 2. Turn, nothing doing back at second. Pitch is a strike to Zobrist, down around the knees. Johnson worked 6. Gave up 2 runs, 8 hits. He struck out 4, walked 4, 108 pitches. Giving way to Randy Choate, the former Ray, here in the 7th. Zobrist checked in time. Count is 1-1. Andy Gonzalez umpiring down at first. Pitch is a strike on the outside part of the plate.
Let's see how close this was. This ball right there.
Threaded the needle on the outside corner. Upton trying to get a bigger lead, and Choate, feeling that, turns around, moves it back to the bag. Two runs, 8 hits for the Rays. No runs, 2 hits for the Marlins. And a little roller foul off Zobrist's foot. All the way down to third. The count holds at 2-2.
Watch this. Ben Zobrist hammers that ball right off the tip of his toe. Reaction tells you all you need to know.
Paul Harper's going to come out to take a look at that left foot. His reaction was immediate. Just a reminder, you can send your favorite Rays player to the All-Star game this summer by logging on to RaysBaseball.com or filling out ballots at Tropicana Field. Vote now and vote often. Rays have Upton at second base. BJ reached on the error. And Carlos Pena then was retired on a little pop handled by Reyes out of the shift. First time that Pena has not reached base today. He was on 3 times. He's had a busy series in that regard. He was on 4 times Friday, 4 walks, couple of hits, on twice last night, 2 hits and a walk today. And Zobrist is going to stay in there. Other thing's been impressive for the Rays in this series, their starting pitching. Matt Moore pitched 7 innings without allowing an earned run. Shields gave up 3 runs, but no earned runs in 7 2/3 last night. And Cobb, 7 shutout innings here in this start.
The game plan put forth by pitching coach Jim Hickey is a very good plan. You can see them trying to really control Reyes and Stanton in that lineup, but the pitcher's execution has been near flawless.
And a ground ball base hit through the hole into left. Here comes Upton in to score, and the Rays add a run. Ben Zobrist singles through the hole after fouling a ball off his foot and waiting for that pain to finally subside. He goes after the very next pitch and sends it through the hole between short and third.
And that's all he does. Randy Choate, that ball, he's trying to come in with it. You see Brett Hayes reaching back across the plate. A lot of times that doesn't work out for the pitcher, and it doesn't here. And the Rays add another. Now 3-0.
Rays have 3 runs, 9 hits. Here's Matsui. Matsui 1 of 3. The pitch from Choate is a strike. Blue Jays have beaten the Phillies 6-2. Brett Cecil just up from the minor leagues, back with the Blue Jays. pitched 5 innings and gets the win. Colby Rasmus went 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. 0-2 the count. Matsui way behind now. The Rays happy to add runs here after missing some opportunities early in the game, especially in the first. They've left men on base in every inning. And Matsui out reaching. So he's out on 3 pitches against the lefty Choate.
Well, tough breaking ball there by Randy Choate. He can afford to expand the strike zone. When you're up in that count 0-2. Do just about whatever you want. See what the hitter's willing to do, and Matsui going after that pitch well off the plate.
Now Jose Lobaton will hit from the right side, 0 for 2 with a walk. It's all against the starter Johnson. And a move flipped to first base. Zobrist is back in. And the pitch is a strike. On the corner, 0-2. And a flip. One more time to first on Zobrist. Choate in relief of Johnson. Choate, for the most part, a matchup guy, but getting the full inning here in the 7th inning. The Marlins bullpen has been taxed. They had to make up a lot of innings in the abbreviated start by Carlos Zambrano in the 15-inning game last night. And a tough stretch here for Miami. It's too low. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, I think too, when you look at the Rays and who is coming up. You got Pena, you want to flip around Zobrist, Matsui, flip around Lobaton. You got Rhymes.
And the pitch is down. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Upton reached on the error. He has scored. Zobrist at first with 2 outs.
Now, and if Jose Lobaton can somehow find his way onto base, you've got Desmond Jennings in the on-deck circle. Nobody warming up in that Marlins pen. Make it a pretty good matchup here.
Little tap foul, so Lobaton hangs in there.
You would think Jennings pinch hitting for Rhymes not ideal, but with the versatility of the Rays, they'll make it work. Move some guys around, different positions. But you can create a very good matchup here if Lobaton can work his way on base.
Again, a move to first. He got ahead of Lobaton, has kept an eye on Zobrist. Now the count's 2-2 to Lobaton.
Kept two eyes on Zobrist. An awful lot of respect over there, going over with the throws. Ben Zobrist, and his lead is not even that big.
Foul back on a fastball. Rays scored in the first on Upton's home run. They scored again in the 6th inning when Drew Sutton dropped a base hit into center field, scoring Elliott Johnson. That all came with 2 outs. Upton's home run, a 3-1 fastball that he tattooed into the stands. And then in the 6th with 2 outs, Elliott Johnson walked, stole a base, and scored on a 3-2 bloop single into center. Now 2-2 here to Lobaton, and the pitch is wide. And the count is full. Upton has scored in this inning, reaching on the error, and there is Desmond Jennings on deck. 3-2, and it's fouled to further prolong this at bat. Next pitch will be the 9th pitch of the at bat for Lobaton, facing Choate. Rays have out hit the Marlins 9-2. Now the 3-2. Ground ball foul outside of third. Choate ready and Lobaton waiting in the batter's box. And a ground ball to second. Solano's throw to first in time, and the Rays are out. They score 1 unearned run through 7, 3-0 Tampa Bay. Turned in an outstanding effort, and his afternoon is complete. 7 innings for Cobb, 100 pitches, and no runs.
Well, very determined from the outset and very sharp with all his pitches. That was the start off the game, the fastball to get Reyes. Stanton saw a steady diet of the off speed, and he had it all working, sneaking that fastball by Hanley Ramirez, getting Dobbs to chase. 10 strikeouts on the day, moved the ball to both sides, a great split. Threw the curveball in there for effect. Just an outstanding outing by young Alex Cobb.
Well, the Rays get 7 innings, a 10 strikeout performance from Cobb with just the 1 walk, and Joel Peralta is the new pitcher. Joe Madden has also made other defensive changes, and we'll get to those in a moment. Peralta on for the 34th time. Desmond Jennings enters the game in left. And changes on the infield. The Rays will convert their DH into a fielder, and so by virtue of that, they will forfeit the DH now. Swing and a miss. Scott Cousins, strike 1. Elliott Johnson, who's been serving as the designated hitter, is now the shortstop. Sean Rodriguez moves from short to second base. So Rhymes is out of the contest. Pitch is down. One and one. Matsui had started in left, and Jennings takes over out there. Two balls and a strike. Cousins, a couple of strikeouts on the day and misses that one. The count is 2-2. It's Chris Hatcher in the bullpen for Miami. And a cut and a miss. Cousins strikes out. Fastball there. 11th strikeout for Rays pitching, and let's check in again with Todd.
Dwayne, coming up next Friday, it's going to be our latest giveaway. Everyone is talking about the Zim Bear. The Don Zimmer Bear, presented by the Tampa Bay Times, to the first 10,000 fans in that game against Detroit on Friday night. It's also going to be part of Friday Fest, presented by Captain Morgan. That final weekend against the Tigers is going to include the Zim Bear giveaway, and also Saturday will be the Earth, Wind, and Fire concert, and Sunday will be a James Shields bobblehead day. So a lot going on the final weekend of June. But the Zim Bear on Friday the 29th, guys.
Thank you very much. Here's Sanchez. First pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes, and there's the Zim Bear up close. BA, you and I got a sneak preview of the Zim Bear the other day. That's a pretty cool and quality little item there.
Yes, it is. Well, I'll tell you what, the Rays, all their giveaways, they do such a nice job, from the bobbleheads to the Zim Bear to everything else.
2-0 the count.
I have the Zim Bear sitting on my mantle, watching my every move. Keeps me in line, I got to be honest with you.
I was going to say your behavior's probably improved.
It has.
Two 2-0 the count. And there's the strike. 2-1. Two-one is foul back. That'll square the count. 2-2. 3-9-0 for the Rays, 0-2-1 for the Marlins. Crowd of just under 34,000 here today. 33,810 for the wrap-up game of this series and the homestand. Gabby Sanchez lifts a popper. And that's Johnson right there. 2 gone.
And remember, coming up on Tuesday, you're going to have Rays Live pregame presented by Gulf Coast Honda. We'll be covering a plethora of topics, as seen right there.
Opening the series against the Nationals. More interleague play. Got a stop in Washington, D.C., and then Philadelphia. Brett Hayes. Fouls it straight back and out of play. Strike 1. Peralta fastball. Peralta pitched a third of an inning in the game last night. And he has Hayes reaching for that one.
And a little different look there from Joel Peralta. Watch the little hitch right there, and then he comes a little sidearm, little low 3/4 action. That sweeping breaking ball.
The 0-2. It's low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Baltimore over Atlanta. That's a 2-0 final. Wei-Yin Chen and 4 relievers on a 7-hit shutout for Baltimore. Warriors 2 and the Braves nothing. Swing and a miss. The fastball up. Hayes strikes out. 1, 2, 3. Go the Marlins. Bottom of the 8th coming. 3-0 Rays.
Marlins 3-0. Well, coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers, Todd and Orestes. Well,
head to their customary perch out in center field. They'll get things rolling from out there and anchor the coverage. You'll be let in on Joe Maddon's press conference. The key will be to find out what word he decided, what big word he decided to use today in that press conference. Barry LeBrock will be gathering interviews from the clubhouse, and Dwayne Stats and I will break it all down for you, or at least a portion of it, from up here in the booth.
We'll do our very best.
It's usually good enough.
Well, it's been good enough for the Rays so far through 7.5. They lead 3-0. They've out-hit the Marlins 9-2. And Chris Hatcher will be their third pitcher for Miami. And Desmond Jennings will face Hatcher. The pitch is down, a ball and no strikes. The pitch is a strike, and the count is 1-1. Hatcher last year made his major league debut as a catcher, and this year made his major league debut as a pitcher. First time that's happened in 75 years in the major leagues. That's a strike, and the count is 1-2. Here's Fernando Rodney getting loose in the Rays bullpen. And strike three call. Fastball at 94 on the outside part of the plate. One away. For all the latest updates on your Tampa Bay Rays, log on to TampaBay.com. From the diamond to the clubhouse, we bring you the in-depth news, stories, and scores 24 hours a day only at TampaBay.com. Powered by the Tampa Bay Times. Elliott Johnson, now the Rays shortstop. And the pitch is a strike. Art Dahl, D-O-L-L, of the Boston Braves, pulled off a similar feat to Hatcher back in 1935 and 36. Getting to the big leagues one year as a catcher and then coming back the next year as a pitcher.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, when you think about it, it's really, you know, a lot of times guys will make that, well, I shouldn't say a lot of times, but we've heard stories, former infielders, outfielders that make that transition to pitching, and it's usually not 1 year to the next, especially from the catching position.
Foul ball back. Well, that fastball's pretty true at 94.
Yes, it is. Maybe you go with the couldn't hit theory because obviously he's got a great arm. But to be able to transition so quickly and at this high of a level, pretty amazing.
Fly ball, center field. Cousins makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down.
Third baseman, number 44, Drew Sutton.
The other side of that story is that he had pitched at the collegiate level. He was at North Carolina Wilmington and had done some pitching there, but still signed as a catcher, now making the transition. Pitch outside to Drew Sutton. He's 27 years old. So it's been a while since he'd done much pitching back in college.
No, and he's showing the ability here. We've seen the good fastball. We saw the breaking ball. That first pitch to Sutton was a changeup. He's working with a full boatload of pitches.
The fastball fouled the other way, out of play. It's 2-1. Been a catcher for 5 years in their system and made the move the mound. Came up last year as a pitcher. He's showing a pretty good arm there, but
much to Dad's chagrin.
Because I've been watching these guys do that on the field all day long. Line drive down to third. Ramirez going to make the catch. 1, 2, 3. We go to the ninth. It's 3-0 Rays.
Transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Tampa Bay Rays.
We welcome you back to the Citrus Series presented by Checkers. Down to perhaps the final inning of this year's Citrus Series. Feel a little bit of the old Lang Syne effect here. Going into the ninth inning of Game 6 of the Citrus Series between the Rays and the Marlins. But we have the ninth inning to play with the Rays leading 3-0, and then Gretchen Wilson 3 doors down and ZZ Top to get us through the evening. Fernando Rodney will try to get the Rays through the ninth.
He comes on for the 33rd time, 18 out of 19 in saves, and he will be doing it against the top of this Marlins lineup. Starting right here with Jose Reyes.
And the first pitch to Reyes is a strike. Reyes 0 for 3. What a job by Alex Cobb today. 10 strikeouts and a walk, 2 hits through 7 innings. Reyes fouls it back. Henry Ramirez on deck, and then Stanton. Joel Peralta, perfect 8th inning with 2 strikeouts. And a swing and a miss. Reyes missed the changeup. 13 strikeouts for Rays pitching.
Well, Fernando Rodney can make at-bats look not very fair. A couple of hard fastballs. What about that changeup? So far out in front because of the difference in the speed of the pitches. You see that? That ball was barely in the screen as Reyes' bat went through the strike zone.
Ramirez takes a pitch down, a ball and no strikes. And a strike from Rodney. Rodney pitched 1 inning, 1 scoreless last night, allowing a hit. And that's a strike. 1-2.
One changeup after another.
Well, the Marlins saw so many of those from Alex Cobb, and now you bring a guy who can throw 97 in there, and he's giving you 1 changeup after another with great arm action. Foul ball back. He reared back and did come in at 97 that time. He might rear back just the same and give you something at 84 on the next pitch.
Now that's where I flinch up here every single time.
How about that? 81, 82, 82, 97. Now let's see what he gets here on the 5th pitch of this at bat. Number foul up the right side. That would back down around 82.
Yeah, that was an awkward swing there by Hanley Ramirez trying to stay alive. That changeup up, and he hits it right off the end of the bat. Take a good look at it here. You see how far out in front, trying to lengthen that swing to get to that baseball. Just cues it foul.
Two, and he broke his bat on a ground ball to short, and the throw to first. Johnson to Pena. Ramirez is out, number 2.
That was a very nice play there by Elliott Johnson. That ball got in on the hands of Hanley Ramirez, was not hit hard. He's running hard up the line, and Elliott has got to cover some ground here. Field throw on the run. Get the second out.
Well, here's Stanton. He's 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Both strikeouts eventually surfaced on the changeup from Cobb. And what does he get from Rodney? A changeup, and that's a called strike. 2 gone here. Top of the 9th. And a foul ball. The count is 0-2. Rodney on the verge of closing this one out. Well, the Rays had a combination shutout on Friday, 11-0, allowing just 1 hit. They've allowed the Marlins just 2 hits and lead 3-0 in this game. 0-2 outside and low, 98. Something extra on that one. Rays looking for their 6th team shutout. 1-2. There it is. Strike 3 call. This game is over. Stanton caught looking on a fastball at 98. Striking out for the 3rd time in this game. And the Rays have taken this series, winning 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. 3-0 the final. Rays finish with 9 hits, the Marlins 2. And the Rays come away with a victory. 1 home run hit by B.J. Upton today. And with that, a total of $20,000 raised in this game for prostate cancer research. To make a donation, call 800-798-CURE or go online to pcf.org. Just as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. That belongs to Alex Cobb. 7 innings. For the 4th time in his career, pitching as many as 7 innings in a game. He struck out 10, walked 1, hit a man, gave up just the 2 hits, and was in complete command. In fact, throughout the afternoon, the Marlins did not place a man as far as second base. So Cobb dominating with a combination of the changeup, the breaking ball, and spotting the fastball en route to his 3rd win of the year. Cobb now 3-3. A save in this game, number 19 for Fernando Rodney. Johnson, the losing pitcher, his record drops to 4-5 before 33,810 here this afternoon. Took 2 hours and 49 minutes to play this game, and the Rays are 3-0 winners over the Miami Marlins. Right now, let's go to the field and Todd Callis. Todd?
Thanks, Dwayne. 2 hits last night for Carlos Pena. 2 more hits today. You walked 4 times in this series opener. See the ball well in this series?
Yes. You know, it's always good when you see the ball well, when you lay off those tough pitches and wait for a pitch to hit, that I could drive. And when it's not there, go take your walks. You know, sometimes it's very hard to do because I want to hit. You know, I want to put up some numbers. I want to drive runs, in for my team, get those big hits. But I realize that I'm helping my ball club by getting on base, by making the pitcher work. So it goes both ways. You know, I think sometimes being humble in that way and just taking what they give me is very important for us.
I don't think you need to get any cardio work in as much as you ran the bases this series. Tell us about the 2 plays. The one you challenged Stanton, and the other one, 1st to 3rd on a ball that stayed in the infield.
You know, I was ready to go. As soon as I get to first base, all I'm thinking about is how can I get to 3rd. And that's something that we talk about a lot, a lot of them in spring training throughout the year. And I tell the young guys, to do the same thing. So if I'm talking about it, I got to make sure I do it. And I don't care who's in right field. I knew he has an unbelievable arm, and he threw me out like by 10 feet. But it did take a perfect throw, right? And I told the first base coach to tell him, hey, if there's another hit that way, tell him I'm going to try it again.
And then the next time, what's your read on that infield base hit where the pitcher's covering?
I saw that first baseman was in, and I saw that ball going over his head for sure. And believe it or not, I heard the crowd, and I knew it went over his head, and I just kept on going. Of course, second baseman got over there, and he had a decision to make, but I guess it was just too risky for him to try to get me at 3rd. So just being aggressive on the bases. We talk about it, and I want to make sure that we embody it and live it.
After a long night last night, 15 innings, 5 innings, and 7 minutes of baseball, important to get that quick start with BJ hitting one out early.
Oh yeah, that was great. Get off on the right foot. That was a missile. Johnson is throwing gas up there, throwing really hard, and BJ turned on it. First pitch he turned on it. He hit a foul, homer foul, and then later on he hit that line drive out. It was just crushed. So it got us off, in the right direction immediately. And Cobb was unbelievable today. What a great performance.
Finally, Carlos, Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. Any message for the fans or anybody watching at home?
Of course, to all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. And to my father, you're the best, man. All the support you've given me. Te quiero mucho, papá. Felicidades.
Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you.
Carlos Pena, guys, back to you.
All right, a shutout performance by 3 Rays pitchers, 3-0. Alex Cobb getting the win. We'll be back in a moment.